So good morning students. In this video we are going to discuss about chapter 1 Introduction to Computers. Last video we discussed about components of a computer. The continuation of this topic only we can see in this video also. Okay, now we go for the next components, that is arithmetic and logic unit. Okay, EALU. The control unit CPU is having how many components? CPU. How many components of CPU? There are 3 components. No, what are the components? Control unit, arithmetic unit and memory unit. Okay, now we can see about arithmetic and logic unit. Why we need this unit? ALU in the black diagram is mentioned as ALU. No, the expansion of ALU is arithmetic and logic unit. In this unit only we can process all the arithmetic and logical operations. Okay, so what are the arithmetic operations? Addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, and these are all known as arithmetic operations. Okay, and logical operations also, that is and or not. This is also done by the ALU, that is true or false. Logical operations produce a result as true or false. That type of operations is also take place in ALU. Okay, so the ALU performs arithmetic operations such as addition, subtraction, multiplication, divisions and logical operations. Okay, so the result of an operation is stored in the internal memory of CPU. At the time of processing, the result is stored in the internal memory. Internal memory is also known as registers. Okay, the internal memory is also known as register. After the process can be done in this ALU, at the time of processing, the data can be stored in this internal memory. Okay, that is internal memory is also known as register. Okay, now I can see for the next unit, control unit. I already told in the black diagram what is the symbol is used for control unit. Dotted line. Yes, can you able to remember? Very good. So control unit, it controls the flow of data between the CPU, memory and IO devices. Okay, how the data can be transferred from one unit to another unit, one device to another device, that controlled by the control unit. Okay, so it also controls the entire operations of a computer, how the operations can be done, because the control unit only gives signals to all other devices attached to your computers. Yes, that is input unit, output unit, processing unit, memory unit. All the unit can function based on the control given by the control unit. So we call it as a controller. Okay, so controller of your computer is control unit. Okay, now you can see the next one, memory unit. The memory unit can be divided into 2 parts, primary memory and secondary memory. Okay, so primary memory is also known as a volatile memory. So what is the meaning of volatile memory? Means temporary. It can store the data only temporary. Okay, the example of primary memory is RAM, random access memory. Okay, so what is the expansion of RAM? Random access memory. And then secondary memory is known as a non-volatile memory. That is secondary memory is a permanent storage. Okay, it has a permanent storage. The example of secondary memory is hard disk, CD-ROM, DVD-ROM. So these are all known as a secondary memory. Okay, so ROM means read only memory. Okay, RAM means random access memory, ROM means read only memory. Okay, compact disk, read only memory. Okay, so these are the example of secondary memory. Now you can see the points related to this memory unit. So memory unit, how many types of memory unit? There are 2 types. Okay, the memory unit is of 2 types, which are primary memory and secondary memory. Which one is a volatile memory? That is temporary memory. Primary memory is known as a temporarily store. Okay, the programs and data when the instructions are ready to execute. If for example when you are typing the computer, okay, at the time of typing we are not giving name to save. Yes, After the typing is over, then only we can give the name to save into your computer. Okay, at the time of typing where the data can be stored means it can be stored in the primary memory. Okay, so after you are giving name to store it as a permanent memory, then the file can be stored in your hard disk. Okay, can you able to understand what is the meaning of primary memory? When you are typing, if for example when we open the Word document, okay, Word document, I have opened and typed some content in this Word document. Okay, at the time of typing you are not giving any name to that file to save it. Okay, so we just type the file. After the completion only you can give the file name and save. Okay, so at the time of typing the content will be stored in your primary memory. Okay, so that programs and data, when the instructions are ready to execute, so after you are giving name to that file, then that file can be stored into the permanent memory, that is your hard disk. Okay, so the secondary memory is used to store the data permanently. So secondary memory, why we need a secondary memory? Secondary memory is used to store the data in permanent manner. Okay, the primary memory is volatile. Another name of temporary is also known as a volatile. That is, the content is lost when the power supply is switched off. You get this experience, no? When you are typing in the lab, the power supply is cut means what will be happen? The content you typed will be lost. Okay, so why it can be lost means because that is a temporary memory. If you are saving the files means we can able to take that file again. Okay, because if you are saving means where it can be saved, it can be saved to the hard disk. Okay, that is your permanent copy, you can take whenever we need. Okay, so the example of primary memory we already saw. Now what is the example of primary memory? RAM. What is the expansion of RAM? Random access memory. Okay, so the secondary memory is also known as a non-volatile memory. What is the meaning of non-volatile? Permanent. Okay, so what is the meaning of non-volatile? Permanent. Okay, that is, the content is available even after the power supply is switched off. Once the file is saved, that file can be taken after the switch off or 1 or 2 3 days again also we can able to take the file. Okay, so that is, it is a permanent memory. The example of secondary memory is hard disk, CD-ROM and DVD-ROMs. These are all the examples of secondary memory. Okay, now you can understand memory unit. What are the types of memory unit? Which one has a permanent, which one has a temporary memory? Okay, yes, now we move to the next one. Now you can see about output unit. Why we need a output unit? Okay, so output unit is used for display the output, that is convey the information in the user understandable form. That's why we are using the output unit. Okay, so output unit is any hardware component. We already know what is meant by hardware component. The physical device attached to the computer is known as a hardware. Okay, that conveys information to user. There are several kinds of physical devices attached to the computer. Which device alone we call it as a output device that conveys information to users. Okay, in an understandable form. Okay, now you can see the example of output unit. Your monitor, printer, speaker, these are all known as examples of output unit. Okay, through the speaker only we can get the voice output. Through this monitor we can able to view the output on the screen. So through this printer we can able to take the hard copy, that is printout we can take it now. That is known as that is we can take from the printer. Okay, so these are all known as your output unit. Yes. So now we see about the next topic, that is 1.5.5 input and output devices. In this topic we are going to discuss about some of the input and output devices used in your computers. Okay, now you can see what are the input devices given in your book. Totally we are having 13 input devices. Okay, so you can see one by one. That is, what are the input devices? Keyboard, mouse, scanner, fingerprint scanner, trackball, retinal scanner, light pen, OCR, barcode reader, voice input system, digital camera, touch screen, keyer. Okay, so these are all the input devices. Okay, we can discuss one by one. First we see about what is keyboard. All of you know what is mean by keyboard is, why we need a keyboard. We just recall the points on this topic alone. Okay, so what is mean by keyboard? Keyboards is a input device. It is used for typing purposes. We are giving input through typing the content in your keyboard. Okay, now you can see the points about keyboard. So keyboards are as the most common input device. This is important one mark question also. Okay, dash is the common input device. They will ask 1 marks like this. Okay, so dash is the common input device. What is the answer? Keyboard is a common input device. Okay, so the keyboards are available in different kinds. That is either the wired keyboard or wireless or virtual keyboards. Okay, so these keyboards are used in nowadays. The individual keys. Keyboards, what is this? These are all known as keys. Okay, so the individual keys for letters, numbers and special characters are collectively known as character keys. Okay, that is the keys available in this letters, numbers and special characters. These are all known as character keys. Okay, so in keyboard there are different set of keys available. Okay, so such as character keys, modifier keys, system and GUI keys. So what is mean by GUI means graphical user interface. Okay, GUI, what is the expansion of GUI? Means graphical user interface. If for example in your keyboard one key is available between shift and alt key. Yes, see this between the control and alt key, sorry, not shift key, control and alt key, we are having one keys, that is known as a start button. Okay, so in your computer we are not having the mouse, we just click on this key, we can able to see the start menu. Yes, so this key is known as a GUI components key. Okay, graphical user interface. So this keys is also available in your keyboard. And then enter and editing keys, function keys, navigation keys. That is navigation means if you want to move from one place to another place, we are using the navigation keys. That is arrow marks, home, end, page up, page down. Yes, these are all known as navigation keys. Then function keys. The keys from F1 to F12, these are all known as function keys. Each key is having their own individual functionality. For example, if you are pressing F1 key means then elf window will be opened. Okay, so depending upon the application, the keys function is also differ. Okay, and then numeric keypad, that is the numbers from 1 to 0 and then this side, these are all known as a numeric keypad. Okay, and then lock keys, that is we can lock insert mode and type over mode by using the lock keys. Okay, so these are the different keys available in your keyboard. Okay, so there are different types of keys available in your keyboard. Now we see about the next input device, that is mouse. Okay, this is also we know very well. Yes, mouse is used to pointing the items available on your monitor. Yes, so we call it as a pointing device. Okay, so this is also the important one mark. Dash is a pointing device. That is which one is a pointing device? Mouse. Mouse is also available in either the wired mouse or wireless mouse. Okay, so why we need a mouse? Mouse is used to control the movement of the cursor on the display screen. Okay, so if you want to move the cursor in anywhere in your screen, we can use a mouse to move the cursor from one place to another place. And then it can be used to select icons, menus, command buttons, some mouse actions. So why we need a mouse? It is used to select the objects, that is select icons, menus, commands, buttons, etc. Okay, so what are the mouse actions? What are the process we can done with your mouse? We can able to move the move the items from one place to another place, and then we can make to select by clicking the particular item. And then if we want to open a particular application, then we can just double click the particular icon, okay, and then right click is used to see the properties of that items, and then drag and drop. So if we want to move the item from one place to another place, we can use this drag and drop process, okay. So these are the actions done by your mouse. There are several different varieties of mouse also available, okay. Now you can see the different types of mouse, that is mechanical mouse, optical mouse, laser mouse, air mouse, 3D mouse, etc. okay. So these are the different types of mouse available today, okay. Okay students, next class we continue with the remaining input and output devices, okay. Now you can